College Cup. We're joined by the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Wes Hart, along with student athletes Riley Mattingly Parker, McKinley Crone, and Reyna Reyes. On Zoom, if you have a question, just put your hand up. We'll be able to get to you as well. But at this point, Coach, if you'll give an opening statement, then we will have the student athletes answer questions, and they can leave, and then you'll answer questions after that.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess I'll start off by thanking the NCAA tournament for an incredible experience for our players. I mean, it was a first class and something I don't think we'll ever forget. So, thank you for that. Next to UCLA, man, what a good team, and certainly a deserved win for them. I thought they were quite good on the night. So good at breaking our pressure, which no other team has been able to do this year. And they were able to break our pressure, connect some passes, and then so dangerous at putting some balls over the top. So I thought they were excellent tonight. But lastly, just so incredibly proud of our team. And I thought we battled hard, we fought, we competed. Unfortunately, it wasn't our night, but I do not want this to take away from what we've done this year. I mean, what an incredible season. Nobody except for these players as well as the other 27 players in our locker room and our coaches. Nobody believed in us before this season started. We weren't picked in any preseason polls. Nobody gave us any love, any attention, and I hope we made believers out of a lot of people. I mean, the amount of records that we broke, this season, never having won an SEC championship, and we won our first SEC championship this year. 0 All-Americans in the history of the program. Now we have 3. We smashed, almost every record we had, and so, I know this one stings, and I hope with time, we'll be able to kind of forget about this game and appreciate, everything that we've done this year. So, sorry for being long-winded, but
no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
You've earned it.
Yes, thank you.
So, student athlete questions. Anyone in the room first?
Riley, what was it like when you had scored that initial goal, but then it was waved off?
It sucked. I mean, getting a goal called back is no fun, obviously. What a good ball by Felicia, and then I just laid out for it, and I was like, "Ooh, this is sweet." I was getting ready to celebrate, and then I looked up and I saw the linesman raise his flag. I was like, laying on. I mean, like, literally looked like I slid into first, but it's just like your heart sinks. But I thought usually when that happens, you kind of have a feeling that it's gonna come for you, it's gonna fall, like. So you gotta have a short memory in this game. Can't dwell on it too long, and it just unfortunately wasn't falling for us tonight. But yeah, it happens. It's the game. So.
When we have a question from Zoom, Tony, you can unmute and ask your question.
Yeah, I was just going to talk a little bit about that. Just what was the momentum shift after that? Because they scored 3 minutes later. Just like, was that a gut punch? Do you think that contributed to them scoring on the other end in any way?
Tony, who was that directed to?
Oh, sorry, Riley. Sorry.
Oh,
the momentum from your goal. Do you think it kind of like took some of the wind out of your sails?
Yeah. I don't think so necessarily. I think the second one and the second and then the third one kind of hurt. We typically during this season we get scored on, and most of the time it's a wake up call. And even in the first half, I thought we didn't play a bad half of soccer. Even when they scored, I didn't think we looked down. I don't think anybody necessarily dropped their head and was like, this game's over. Even after the second goal, I didn't quite think that, but I think probably after the third one, kind of wind in our sails kind of went down. But that's just how the game goes. They scored some absolute bangers. Like, props to them. I think I saw 2 of these were unassisted. They were filthy. Like, literally upper 90. Like, what are you talking about? I was like, if somebody had a camera on my face, I was like, oh. Like, you got to give props where. Credit to where credit's due. So, it's the game. Not only did it fall for them, but they're just great players, and it wasn't necessarily falling for us. So I had that one where I could have made it 3-1 or 2-1, but then that one that got called back. But just how the game goes, unfortunately.
Front row.
Mac and Reyna, can y'all talk about the defensive effort tonight and what y'all were seeing from the UCLA offense throughout the game?
First off, Mac saved some amazing saves tonight.
Yeah.
She kept us from getting ripped, honestly. But no, credit to UCLA. Seriously, they know how to peek off that back shoulder and overload the back line, and they've got some great players that can hit some good through balls. But I thought that our defense did the best that we could. There was a couple things that, just talking more, like when somebody's about to shift to another player, like saying it loud so we can shift, and it's just communication, honestly. But I thought we did the best we could. UCLA, just got to give them credit.
Question, front row.
And McKinley, you had that double save, in the first, I think 8 minutes.
That was sweet.
Yeah, Riley, you want to talk about that? If you want to talk about that play, and Riley, if you want to talk about that as well.
My thought was, don't give up a goal this early in the game. Because if we wanted any chance to be able to fight, it was like, you can't be in the first 10 minutes. That's going to kill our team. And I spilled it, and I was like, oh no, get up. I was like, just anything at this point, like just somehow get to the ball. And Brooke Steer was there, so I was like, okay, it's going to hit one of the two of us. So it happened to hit off my foot. So I was just...
I just want to say Mac has been so good all year, and the confidence that we have as a team with her in goal is so high. She's such a class player, and I think she didn't get a lot of credit throughout the seasons at times, just because you don't want your keeper to be busy, and a lot of games she wasn't. So I feel like she really showcased what she can do tonight, and a lot of those goals, those three. I mean, there wasn't much she could have done about them. So Mac's just an incredible player, incredible goalie, and I've had an amazing time playing with her. And I wasn't surprised when she made that double save, but still it just takes your breath away, when she does stuff like that. Well, she does that to me all the time in practice. So.
And she makes
Any question? Yeah, front row right here.
Riley, just sort of going off of what you said a couple times ago about the bangers that UCLA scored. Sort of on the other side, what made it trickier in the first 70 minutes or so to sort of get into their box, and what changed for you to get a few more shots off towards the end?
What? Sorry.
Which part? The whole thing?
No. Did you say what triggered the switch?
Yeah, and just like what changed towards the end of the game.
I think we just really hadn't seen a team that was able to break our press as well as they did. There were times where we were swarming them, and then it was like they were dribbling out of a phone booth. I was like, what is going on? I think the more we kept pressing them and the more they kept getting out, we thrive off of the press, the hunt, the energy. When you have a team get out time and time again after that, amazing field, spacious field, it makes it a little bit more difficult to do what we want to do, which is, basically trap them to a side and not let them get out. But, they're a great team, great players, and they were able to get out of it. And I think that contributed, too, to some of the momentum shift.
Thanks.
Yeah, front row.
I know this one's kind of big picture, but Coach, and you all talked about how you pushed the program to the next step. First it was winning a game last season. Now you made it to the College Cup. How does it feel knowing that, of course, it wasn't the result that you ultimately wanted, that you helped put Alabama soccer towards that next step overall? Is for you guys.
Having come from a different program to be able to walk into a program like this and be a part of helping change that, I'm just honored to have been able to represent this school and everything that it stands for. And I hope that the next group that comes through is able to break our records, because genuinely records are meant to be broken.
Yeah, I would just say, I think about it all the time. I'm like, when I first committed here, we were ranked 200 something. And one thing that Wes told me, when I was committing or wanting to commit here, he was like, you don't want to go to a program that's already set and they have that background. You come to a program where you can change it, help make a change. And that set a challenge in my mind, and I was like, yeah, why not? And I knew the players that we had and players coming in, we had the potential, and it didn't happen overnight. It took 4 years, and finally all the pieces fell together. We had a perfect season. We were #1 seed in the NCAA, and we made it to the College Cup. What more can you ask for?
Have time for maybe one more in the back.
Matt, your teammates have already been singing your praise, so I'm sure you're used to hearing it at this point. But there were times when I would lose you on the field because you just play so high up, and genuinely it's a treat to see a goalkeeper come out and do these kind of things. So I wanted to say that. Seeing as how long you've been in the programs now, what's the future looking like for you right now? Any ideas? Any future soccer?
I would like to keep playing soccer. I don't know what that exactly looks like yet. But genuinely, like, this program has made me fall back in love with the sport, especially Wes and the girls that I'm able to play with every single day. Just like this is a team I will cherish forever. Like, I think I've said that on Twitter a bunch this year, but like, this is a really special team, and to have been a part of this has genuinely just made me fall in love with every single thing about the sport. Like, whether it's the beep test, which is never fun, but like, I still think, like, I was like, I'd do that again to be able to play soccer, maybe.
Are you sure?
But like, that the idea of that, just every single little thing, you know, I've just fallen back in love with it 100%.
Thank you to the student athletes. Congratulations on a great year. You all can go.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
thanks guys.
Yeah, you stay for questions.
Yes, thank you.